Hello everyone, Coach Dave here, and we're going to do another quick track guide. This FIA race is in a couple of days time, so I suggest doing your homework, doing some laps around here. Not easy to get a quick lap around here in this car. It's in a Mazda, you cannot choose anything else, RX-7. Braking just as the shadow ends there. We're going to do these quickly because I want the FIA track guides to be as useful as possible and without too many distractions. As you'll see there, I rolled through, I entered in second, then short shifted to third, and then through the right hand I used as much of the yellow curbing as possible to get some nice rotation. Third gear through here, pay a lot of attention to the gear shifts and what gears I'm using. Through this right-hander, you want to open up the entry as much as possible, maximize the exit. If you're lacking a little bit of turn in on the entry, you can go to second, but make sure that you shift to third before the apex, because this car seems to ride a lot on the torque. Braking there just as the curb ends on the left, there's a little marking which you can use as your brake marker. I roll in fourth and then go down to third at the apex to get a bit of rotation, and then cut the track as much as I can on the exit. Super important to save time. Fourth gear through the next sequence. This track is quite loose when it comes to the track limits, so you'll see here you cut quite a lot, keeping your outside wheels on the curb, very much like I suppose what Blancpain would allow. And then going through that left-hander, just try to minimize the body rolls. This car wants to wheel spin all the time because of the tires that we're using, but very fun to drive. Then just after the 100 you brake down to third, and then at the last second you want to go down to second. I missed the apex. You want to get that apex, short shift up to third and exit the corner in third. You save more time by saving a gear shift than you will by going through there in second gear. Alright, crossing the line. Now we're going to switch to the chase cam for car positioning on the track, and then at the end we'll do something that we haven't done before, and that's analyze the top lap time on the leaderboard. My time here was about 3/10 off the top 10. I was kind of happy with that. But let's cut to the chase cam. Alright, approaching turn 1 in fourth gear. Again, pay attention to the gears. Braking just as the shadow ends, down to second, getting much rotation through there as possible. Short shift to third to help with rolling speed, and then back down to second. Staying on the yellow there really helps with grip and minimizing distance covered, also reducing understeer if you take a tight line through that hairpin. Roll through third there, brake quite early here because you want to get the car pointed straight as possible for the exit, and then getting on the power as soon as possible, also maximizing the exit. And then when I'm changing gear, if you look at the gear and speed indicators just past halfway, and that makes a big difference. Alright, just before the curb ends on the left there, I brake and shift down quite late. I'm using the gears to help rotate the car, very important. I love this track. It's another track that I wish they would create in real life. Going through the S's now, you really got to, if you can maximize that inside curb more, then please do so, and then ride that curb as much as you can and turn in quite early for this left hand. It's just to minimize the transfer of the lateral weight. That is very important in this car. If you start to lose the rear and counter steer too aggressively, you're not going to gather the car up in time, and you're just going to lose time because you're going to be off the power. Again, braking just after the 100 meters, down to second, and then short shift as you get to the apex. I should have hit the apex there, but I managed to maintain enough rolling speed to justify showing you this clip. And now, after crossing the line here with 132.7, okay, that's about 2/10 off the top 10, so not so bad. We're now going to cut to TRL Adams on board of this lap. He did a 32.0, so man is flying, and I think it's really worth watching his lap. So you'll see he rolls through here in third quite a lot. That's a bit of a difference to me. I couldn't manage to get the steering when I was holding third through there, so I used second through the first turn. Through turn 2 we were pretty much the same, and then turn 3 I copied his technique here. I rolled off through here, so I sacrificed a little bit of the left-hander so that I could maximize this right-hander. Same thing going on here. He really keeps the rolling speed high, and that's so important in these cars with these road tires. I've always felt that Gran Turismo gets their realism most correct is actually on the road tires as opposed to the slicks. He uses a lot of road on entry, keeping the car wide, and really opens up the apex going through that turn. Again, in third gear, Max cuts a lot on the exit, and then fourth gear through these S's. As he brakes, by the way, he shifts to fourth, so he saves himself a gear change on the straight, which is very important in this car. Again, cutting as much as he can there to keep the car straight, Not easy flat, but if you get the right lines right, it should be flat. And then he's just cutting everywhere to minimize distance covered. This is so important. Braking now just after the 100. He goes to second very early, but I found that if you do that, it's quite difficult to maintain the rear. So you may actually want to try going a little bit more front on the brake balance. But there you go. There's your lap guide for this week around the FIA Nations Cup. Thank you so much to my channel sponsors and obviously my legendary Patreon members who keep this channel going. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it useful, and I'll catch you around the next lap. Peace.